there, this is Gina with Gina'sCraftingSpot.com, and I have a tip for you today. What I'm doing is making little packets for my die cuts. And the reason I'm doing this is the awesome Close to My Heart stamps, which you could buy through me. Just go to my blog, Gina'sCraftingSpot.com. The Close to My Heart Art Philosophy and Artiste cartridges have these coordinating stamp sets that go with, like this one goes with the Art Philosophy cartridge. So this frame you'll find on page 62. And if you cut that out at 2 1/4 inches, you could stamp this image on top of it. So, you know, there's many stamp sets that I love, and I had to get them when I can. And like this, you can make these all different size. Well, there's 2 inches. This one's a 1 3/4, 1 1/2, squares and circles, or rectangles and circles. Anyway, they each have a corresponding cut on the Artiste or the Art Philosophy cartridge. This one happens to be the Artiste. So what I wanted to do is, since I like to make cards quickly, well, sometimes I have to, just, you know, spur of the moment, I got to make a card before I leave. I would, or even scrapbook pages, just to have stuff ready. I like to, well, I just started doing it. I cut out all of these at whatever, you know, inch it told me to. So I cut these out at 2 inches, and so on. So when you cut them out of your Cricut, this will be it. Then this will layer directly on top of that to stamp nice and perfect. So I figure I'm always going to stamp in a color, not really in black, because these are, I don't know, I usually like colorful things. So I decided to cut them out of white. So like this cartridge, I cut them all out already. So I have, you know, this one, and then I have the circles, and so on. So then I have a few die cuts when I'm ready to stamp and make my projects. So what I wanted to do, initially I was just sticking them in here in just a baggie, just so I have them all. But then I kind of want them separated and to see what inch each of them are, and just so I know for when I have to, you know, replenish or whatever. So I decided on using these page protectors. So these page protectors I use to store my pages. If you've seen my stamp organization video, I have my all of my stamps stamped on paper, and then, you know, I have them labeled because they correspond to a CD case in my drawer. But just, you know, I have the pages stored in these plastic page protectors so they last longer, because I flip through it a lot. So I saw some extra ones, and I figured I would do the same thing with my little die cuts. So of course when you get them, it's just one big open sheet, you know, just so you could slip the whole 8.5 by 11 sheet in there. So what I did was I got my, I tried first with my sewing machine, and I couldn't get it to work. It's one of those little baby ones. I don't know how to sew it all, so I got to read the book and figure out tension and all that kind of good stuff. But anyway, it didn't work for me. So I was thinking, what else could I use? And I have a food saver. I don't know if anyone, and a lot of people have them, I'm sure. But I don't really use them for food. For some reason, I just don't take the time to food saver food. But I figured it would work perfect for this. So all I did was took the food saver just on the seal, whatever function, just to seal, not to, you know, like to vacuum pack, just to seal it. Like you could do your potato chips and stuff to get the air out. Or not to get the air out, just to seal it so the, you know, potato chips stay crisp or whatever. So I decided to do that on here. So I just put it in there, close the lid for a few seconds, I think 4 or 5 at the most, because if not it'll burn through. And so I closed off the top, so now all the sides are, you know, sealed. And then what I did was I decided how big I wanted my pockets to be. So it's kind of like Project Life, where you have the identical, not identical, but whatever, the little slots for each you know, each thing you want. Of course, my die cuts are all different sizes, so I decided to make my own, and it's cheaper this way. So I made some long ones for the longer die cuts I have, and some shorter ones. So then, see, these fit perfectly right in here. And all I did was to make the little compartments is, after I food savored the top closed, I decided how big I wanted my compartments. So I'm sure you could see. See, this is where I food savored it, closed there, and then once across the bottom, so that I have a few small areas and then these big areas. And then I made a different one that had more of the smaller pockets. Again, just the same thing, putting it through the food saver to seal it. And then to make the little holes, all I did was I took my craft knife, which I don't know where I put it right now. Oh, here it is. So all I did was take my craft knife and very gently, I mean, I already did this, and then very gently, all I did was cut like just the first layer. So just very gently, and it cut, so that way I have the back still intact, and it made a little pocket for me. So then I just did that with all of them, just quick, not hard at all. So now I have my little pouches to put all of my die cuts in. So, and then I could label them. Like this number 36, that's the stamp set that it coordinates with, and then I put the, you know, like 2 inches, 1.5 inches, just so I know what, you know, everything is. So that is what I did. And then, so I did this, and I did a couple, I had a few, and these are the thicker frosted looking ones. Do not use, if you do try this, if you have some extras, do not use this really, really thin one, because that just totally ate it up. It just isn't strong at all. It just melted all the way through. Anyway, so then fine, I was doing this. I was proud of myself for coming up with something different. And then I was looking in my stash to find more of these, and what I came across are these trading card protectors that I got at the dollar store. This is a 10-pack. It has spaces for 6. Or I think it's front and back, is it? No, just one, just like I made. But here they are, and I could, you know, use this. And they were just in my stash, so I have 20 of them to use, and then if I need more, I could just make my own. But I was pretty proud of myself for coming up with that. But anyway, yeah, you could also use these trading card protectors, and like I said, they're from the dollar store. They were pretty inexpensive. And then I'm just going to get probably just one of the thin file folders. You know, just 8.5 by 11 size that has the clasps here like the kids use in first grade and stuff, and just attach them all. That way I could just, you know, flip through and get whichever one I need when I need it, and then stamping will go a little quicker. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. I hope it helps someone. I was proud of myself. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.